the regular board meeting for Community Consolidated School District 168 to order on October 24th at 7 p.m. Barrett, absent with notice.
Brown. Joe Jones.
Present.
Jackson Williams present. Garrett is present. Davenport.
So at this time, we do have one board member who is protected under school code school law that wants to join us via audio. So at this time, we will be dialing in member Davenport. Member Davenport? Okay, we are at the point where we are doing roll call. So if you could. Thank you very much.
Joe.
Present. Okay, we have a quorum. At this time, we will have our pledge person introduced. We also have Vice President Brown joining us at 7:01 p.m.
All righty. So today we have Diana Gonzalez. She is a wonderful young lady who loves school. She brings joy and happiness to everyone. Diana puts a smile on the face of everyone she encounters. Her classmates adore her. All of her classmates have something positive to say about Diana. Some adjectives that were said again and again were kind, friendly, nice, sweet, caring, smart, and beautiful. Her classmates find her very helpful and always willing to lend a hand. A few kids use word intelligent to describe her, and she would certainly agree. Everyone also states she is a great friend to have. Diana is a playful young lady who exudes greatness. Diana is also the third grade student council representative after being the first ever Wagner ambassador to the Strasburg Student Council last year. Overall, she is an exemplary student and exhibits leadership capabilities well beyond her age and grade level. Diana wants to be a designer, singer, and president when she grows up. She is extremely ambitious, and we are honored to have her a citizen of Strasburg Elementary School. So she's going to do our pledge, right?
Yeah, we're following you, so when you're ready.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Estados Unidos de América y la representa con la nación bajo Dios extensible con libertad y justicia para todos.
Thank you.
So in recognition of reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, Community Consolidated School District 168, Diana Gonzalez. Come on. I do that.
We're gonna have your whole family come up and take pictures. Yeah, and Dr. C, we want you in the photograph. You can, Miss Anderson can. Yeah. We got you. We're gonna have you speak this way. And it's almost Get on up there.
Just to know how many spaces you can get in.
She's cooking in one room.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
Alright, we move to public comment. Please stand and state your name for the record. If we have a response, one will be provided. If not, we will take your information and get back to you. At this time, our audience for agenda items only.
Good evening. I'm Selma McDonald, Human Resources Coordinator for our district. We have for your consideration this evening, Mr. Darrell Hall, who will be assuming a custodial role and responsibility at our Strasburg campus. Okay, she's not here this evening. Miss Savannah Steinman. Hi. Savannah, please remain standing. Savannah brings us teacher assistance experience from our neighboring district. So welcome, Savannah. And here in this house and in this district, all new candidates have an opportunity to make comments to our board of ed if you like.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'd like to thank everyone here that is giving me the opportunity to receive this job. I'm very excited, and especially Ms. Walton, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and I really cannot wait to start.
Welcome. Thank you so much. We have our very own Miss Erica Hamilton. Mrs. Hamilton has been with our family since August of 2019.
Thank you
And
so much.
We are making a recommendation this evening for Ms. Hamilton to move from the role of a parent educator to that of a special education teacher.
I'm just super excited, and I am grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for Ms. Walton for the lessons I learned as an educator, and I'm so grateful for Dr. Napoli for allowing me this opportunity to teach the community here. Thank you all.
In your new role, welcome aboard. Okay, that completes my report.
Thank you.
Are there any other public comments for agenda items only?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be out of order. I just have to say about Ms. Hamilton. She has been here and she has helped with so much constantly. Everything we need for parent conferences, she's there, and to see her move into this role, I am so proud.
We're all emotional.
Consent agenda items, are there any that need to be removed and voted on separately? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
I recommend to approve the following consent agenda items 202 to 208.
Second. I have a motion and 3 seconds. Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Brown,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Jackson Williams,
Yes.
Garrett, yes, Davenport,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes, motion carried.
I'm with me.
She
Oh,
put,
okay.
okay. Right. Presentations, we have Strasburg, Dr. C.
Okay, well, thank you, everyone. Members of the superintendent's cabinet, our superintendent, Dr. Lake, our school board, parents, audience, thank you for letting me showcase our school tonight. So the first days of the new school year, we kicked off with a bang. We had a beautiful new sign installed and some wonderful landscaping, so the kids were walking back with all that. We were just I was ecstatic. So, I just couldn't believe, and the school looked so beautiful. So as the kids entered the building, they were just excited to be back. We were grateful to receive the supply boxes again from Faith Church. The members of the church congregation, they donate so that the students are able to have those supply boxes, which takes some stress off some of the kids because they're already starting, hey, you get a brand new box of supplies. Also, we had extras this year as well, so we were grateful to be able to have them for our new students that come in. So it's welcome to Strasburg, here's a box of supplies, you have your classroom, your desk, and you're ready to go. So they feel prepared that first day. We also were able to give out donuts again this year, because the students love. You can see that instruction started right away. You see Miss Tate pulling her small groups already. Our 4th grade, they had t-shirts made for that glorious first week of school. So again, we're just excited to have the students back. Another student working hard in his editing marks, and I was just so proud when cars pulled up and I was able to see the village sticker that was designed by one of our 5th grade students. She won the village sticker contest last year, and so she received also a monetary gift, but also her artwork was displayed on every single village sticker for everyone to see. And so we learned a lot about the history of Sauk Village when we were completing this assignment. And also, I learned a great amount that Strasburg is actually the 2nd building that was built. Cass Corner School was the first one, and with the village had grown, and so they decided to build Strasburg. 1959, the clock on Strasburg was built. So open house presentations, we had a wonderful turnout for open house. We started everything in the big gym with a presentation by myself, and then the parents went to their classrooms, their homeroom classrooms, and the teachers had presentations about curriculum, classroom expectations. Also got everyone onto Classroom Dojo, because we are a Classroom Dojo school. Every single classroom is involved in Classroom Dojo. Our PLC meetings, I meet with our administrative team every Monday at 9 a.m. Part of our agenda is to go through our agenda for the PLC meetings, which occur on Tuesday. We meet every Tuesday for 1 hour with the teams. Obviously, we know that we use a grade level model, so I'm in charge of 3rd grade, Mr. Vince is in charge of 4th grade, Ms. Nunley is in charge of 5th grade. And our topics have included Nearpod, curriculum mapping, lesson planning, discussing attendance, making sure that we constantly focus on our attendance, making sure that students are in school, software updates, Q2 assessments, which we just finished with, our pre-assessments, field trip discussions, because we're planning a ton of field trips this year, we're excited to get out, student reading levels, and then how to structure our guided reading small group work. So that's just some of the items that we've discussed so far.
Dr. C, can you tell the board what Nearpod is?
Oh, Nearpod. So actually, I'm going to turn to our expert here. He is actually a Nearpod coach working towards that.
Yep.
And so that is his focus this year. So tell us about Nearpod, Mr.
So
Vince.
Nearpod is an online software that allows you to bring in slideshows or presentations, and that you can add engaging software components to it for kids to begin to engage in the content as well as assess them in the process. And so we can get some more of that formative data prior to the end of a lesson. We can find out if kids are actually learning what we're teaching. And so it is very adaptable to a lot of the other presentation styles, but it has some very unique integrated activities that you can draw out different concepts. You can do races to the finish and be very competitive with your class and answering questions, and it can be a lot of fun.
Mr. Vince works with Ms. Casa, our district technology coach. She has presented Nearpods once a month through our PLCs. And also Mr. Vince will be presenting some Nearpod training through our PLCs as well. Nearpod also provides curriculum for intervention, so that can also be considered intervention. Okay, so when we're sitting around the table on our PLC and we're talking about students that are really struggling, no matter what the teacher has been trying, whether academically, behaviorally, they can refer the student to the multi-tiered support team. And basically, it's just more staff that would give suggestions on how to move the students forward. It's a problem-solving meeting. So we see our team members listed. Our schedule is we meet every other Friday and then 1 hour per grade level. So we're able to internally sub as well, because whatever grade level it is, third grade, I would sit in the meetings, and then at least Mr. Vince and Ms. Dunn would be available to sub, so that we don't have to basically pull any other staff. And so we work every other week, and we meet in room 18. Our multi-tiered services that we provide here at Strasburg, it's twofold, academic and behavior. So tier 1 is our core, okay? And then the tier 2 and tier 3 supports, basically what's different between each tier is the structure and time limit increases as the student moves through the tiers. Also, as they get to tier 3, they're seeing a specialist in that specific area. The time increases as well as the group structure, so it's more of like a 2-on-1 basis. Okay, our quarter 1 PBI's goal was to reduce the number of physical aggression incidents by 20%. If our PBIS team is meeting this week to discuss if we met our goal, our school-wide goal, and if we do, we'll have our sock hop on October 31st. We're going to have a DJ, we're going to have games, we're going to have everything structured. There'll be 1 hour for each grade level. And our PBIS team, which is Positive Behavior Intervention Supports, is headed by Ms. Dunwoody. They meet every month. We're also part of the SEL Health Professional Development, supporting Every Child Network. It's a grant that Southwood IC4 received, so we're also part of that as well, so that's monthly trainings. All right, take it away, Mr. Vince.
All right, so you can see on the list here that we have a number of different committees. And so as a school, we have leadership teams to help guide us in each of our different goals, so that we can stay on progress and get a lot of feedback and buy-in from our teams. And so Dr. Camilleri just spoke about the PBIS and what their initiatives are. We also have the attendance committee, and we do review the Skyward disciplinary data or attendance data in this case, to as well as the communication logs of our staff and the support services that we offer our students, to make sure we're doing everything we can to get students to show up as often as we can before further intervention. The school leadership team helps keep us focused with our academic growth goals, as well as other building initiatives. The STAR Squad is helping to build that positive culture, and you're going to see some images here of some great things they've done to help keep staff excited and the school in great shape. The fixer-uppers planning fundraising events that have done a tremendous job in providing us additional resources.
What do we have tonight? We just came from our Culver's fundraising event.
Yep.
Mr. Menz.
Oh, yeah.
So the fixer-uppers did plan our Culver's evening, where we get a kickback from the purchase that were made. Wrong word, I'm sorry.
Percentage.
I'm sorry. And so those funds will be used to help out the school in some of our internal activities. informants plan special school events, like our Hispanic Heritage Month. And we're planning for the Veterans Day celebration coming up next month. This is some images here. We implement Classroom Dojo in our school. It's school-wide. Each of the teachers, as well as the staff members, have access to it, from the PE teachers to the parapros, to the specialists, to the classroom teachers. And so students have opportunities throughout the day to earn positive incentive points that they can cash out for rewards. One of our students on the right was acknowledged for having the most dojo points in her class, and came to the office and met with Dr. C and did the pledge. The student on the left is earning points by being on task and working hard. The next images here are some of the work that our Strasburg Star Squad has done to help liven up our building and get staff on a good note as we work through some long evenings with our open houses and parent-teacher conferences, and so it just helps to have a little extra boost, as somebody's celebrating the teachers at the end of the day. The Strasburg Star Squad also helped in the celebration of our Hispanic Heritage Month by bringing in some goodies for the staff again. And then we have here some of our Classroom Dojo incentives. And so you can see Dr. C on the right with the dojo cart, and students are making purchases from their Classroom Dojo directly. And they're able to select every month. We have a new menu for them to pick from. And so this month we have a special treat for them. Our office clerk does some face painting. And so she's offered that as an incentive for students that accumulate enough points and are interested in having a cute design put on their face later this week. So these are some more students that are showing off their rewards, and we see Mr. Hill and his class engaging in the lesson. All things that we celebrate here is student engagement. On the left is the Google form that students can find in their Google Classrooms. And once they complete that, we come around every Friday to deliver those incentives to the classes. And so you can see on the right, there's students' class receiving all of their incentives. All right.
So our Grandparents' Day, we had another large turnout. We had the grandparents came to the school to be in the classroom. They were in the classrooms for an hour, and then they came to the library for a photo opportunity. We also had snacks, and then we did a presentation about the school. So it was a really fun activity. We're already planning on what we're going to be doing next year for Grandparents' Day. We got some great ideas. And so this year, I was really excited about this. We developed a strong partnership with It Takes a Village Just Roots Farm. And so many of our classrooms took walking field trips to the farm. They took our students on scavengers hunts. The students were able to pick vegetables and were able to try the vegetables. They also helped in getting the farm ready to close out the fall harvest season. So you can see just the pictures. The kids were so excited. Jalen was like, I never saw a purple carrot before. And then there was a yellow eggplant. Mr. Sweetman was saying that. And it was great. It was fun. The kids had a lot of fun. They said it was one of their most favorite field trips. So also another with the Just Roots farm, actually in March when the farm starts reopening, and they are going to be bringing in a chef that is going to be doing another field trip with our students. So not only taking what they grow from the farm, all the vegetables, but how we can cook that at home and make delicious food out of that. So that is a series that we're working on to offer for our students come March. So Fire Prevention Week at Strasburg, it just ended. We started with the Village Fire Department doing a wonderful assembly with our wonderful Fire Chief Barrett, and they brought out everything, every truck, and as well as the smokehouse, and we had a special guest, Fire Marshal, from the Paw Patrol. Very excited, very excited. So we also had a door decoration contest, and every classroom participated, and we are actually going to be doing a pizza party per grade level because there were so many winners. So I just took pictures of the doors that were just fantastic. The fifth grade, they had 2 students out there as greeters to tell you all about fire safety. And then you can see it from Miss Morgan's class, they all working together because to put out fires and make sure everyone's safe, we have to work together. And then we had our Hispanic Heritage Celebration on May 6th. We had a walking museum. We also had a presentation from our students, and then also we had food. Next year, we are going to make our museum even larger. So we're going to have it also set up in our small gym. So you can see some of the artifacts. We had Blossoms, Wagner, all the schools participated and brought artifacts that the students had created. We had books, we had a lot of things for parents to see. So the parents really enjoyed themselves, so we thought, okay, we're gonna make this huge. And then so the fire department showed up, they brought my one favorite engine. And so the students were able to see the fire truck, take pictures, and just with, actually Diana and Emmanuel's mother, family, we can see them as well there. And then our Community Fest drawing contest. We have Community Fest coming up. And so we had a contest at Strasburg for the winner to design the flyer for our Community Fest. So our winner was Jason Milbanks, and he designed that beautiful drawing that was on the flyer. Cool. Yes. Okay. Take it away, Mr.
So, sorry.
And Mr. Griffith, I'm gonna say, I'm apologize for some reason it's projecting here.
Yeah.
Like the whole side is, so sorry.
That's okay. I'm just grateful to announce that we do offer a tremendous number of after-school clubs as well as some tutorial services for our students. And that's a very important part of growing youth to get involved in activities and help them specialize in other areas. And so we've got makerspace, drama, social, our student council, Let Me Run, GEMS mentoring, green team, choir tutoring, math games, band, Stars newspaper, which has been a lot of fun being in there. They've been voting on a lot of different topics as well as the name of the paper. Basketball, intramurals, Do the Math, System 44, Read 180, High Impact, and Imagine Learning are our tutoring programs. And last but not least, we wanted to celebrate the opportunities our staff has taken to reach out through Donors Choose to get a number of different projects funded this year. We've been very grateful. Ms. Beeks has had 2 projects funded, Ms. Robinson 4 projects. Ms. Bowles' project, you can see in the image there, is to have a calming box for each classroom with different widgets, which the kids love. I've seen the adults walk around with them too, they're great. Ms. Zott, our reading specialist, had 3 projects funded, Ms. Avans the project, as well as Ms. Thompson.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Natalie, 168 please.
Okay, so I was just being a little reminiscent in that it is October 2022, and we actually started this award in December of 2015. So we have been doing this every month, and what's really nice about it is that we celebrate our schools twice a year. So it really is an honor and a privilege when you consider how many staff members we have, and to think that Strasburg gets 2 times a year, that the staff gets to say, this is the person that we really want to put up for this award. And I want to thank the board as always for acknowledging our staff. So this month, we have a 3rd grade teacher from Strasburg Elementary School. She has been teaching for 22 years in District 168, even though she only looks like she's 22. She's a great teacher because she believes in her students. She gets so excited when they reach their goals. She also has excellent classroom management skills. Our young people really respond to her in that third grade classroom. Her classroom is an area of continuous learning and high energy. She's always looking for creative ways to reward her students for following expectations and completing their learning tasks. When you walk in her room, it's clear that learning is happening. From ceiling to the floor to desks to walls, it's clear that there's learning going on in that classroom. She is also a key member of the school PBIS committee. She attends every meeting and always comes to the table with great suggestions. She is also our building buddy for our new third grade teacher. So any new teacher, they get a buddy. So we have a new third grade teacher. So this teacher has been the building buddy. She immediately stepped into the role without even needing to be asked. Her teammates have also noted that you always feel welcome and appreciated by her. Her students respond well to her redirection in the classroom while displaying a great amount of respect for their teacher, which is a role model for our other teachers as well, to see what that looks like. Her personality and classroom environment is motivating, enthusiastic, creative, and engaging. We are truly blessed to have Ms. Sandra Dumas in District 168 Strasburg Elementary in recognition for your excellence in service and outstanding contributions in the field of education. Community Consolidated Schools District 168 awards you with the D168 Excels Award for October 2022. So no, thank you. So we just want to get some pictures with you and your family. And thank you to your family for giving her to us for 22 years. That's a long time. We appreciate it. Over 2 decades. Okay, good. Is this your husband? Well, thank you especially for letting us have her. So let's get about that for me. Oh, are you mom? Mom and dad?
I'm the second husband.
He doesn't raise her. You raised her. Congratulations, Mom. Thank you for raising her to G. She is. Thank you. We don't know. We just start grabbing photos and taking pictures. So we're going to get all of you all done. Have you hold this like that? So, are you good? I like your outfit. We're going to do a picture with the family. Where's your dad?
Oh, okay, come on.
You are. Your outfit's so cute. Don't move. Yes, we're gonna have doctors say, yeah, we do family first, and then everybody else comes in. So we'll get Mr. Ben stand up. Wait, don't go. You gotta stay. So Dr. Carl, I'm gonna stick my head in here. We're ready. Get everybody.
I'm gonna ask for this.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
It's from 11 to 3, and then. Oops. 3 to 4. But it's.
Thank you. Thank you. No, we appreciate you. Thank you. They do, yeah. I know. Or maybe, oh, maybe this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all for avoiding breast cancer. I'm a survivor. I see that. Thank you.
Correspondence. Board retreat, they might take a little bit.
No, we need a day. We did get, Mr. Mayor did bring us his schedule for work. So now it's scheduled. Oh, it's different. It's different. So we probably need to see when Ms. Jackson Williams is available too. But he just dropped it out last week, and it's different. Like it changes every 5 weeks. And
So
then
can we
there's
just do Sunday morning? Or is that too late?
no.
I know we can, you're leaving, right?
This Sunday?
No. At the conference.
Oh, I
You're
don't
leaving
know.
that Sunday.
I have to look at his schedule.
But you're leaving, right?
I'm
Well,
supposed
she
to
just
be
told me we
leaving.
might have a brunch anyway. She told us we
Yeah, you all have a, that was,
Yeah.
That just came up before your appointment.
but I can always find out.
No.
But I have to look at his schedule to see if Sunday would even work for him. But the other part of it too is now Jeff Cohn is not available that weekend.
The original weekend that we had.
The April, yeah.
18th,
He's not available at all that weekend. He's available the weekend before, but we weren't able to pull people together.
What was their schedule review?
I don't, it's in the office,
I'm not
I can go look at it, but I will say, I think that perhaps we will reach out to Jeff,
in January.
get some other dates, maybe in January, and try to see if we can match.
Yeah, okay, that works.
We'll ask for January, February, March, how about that?
All right. That's true.
Well, so
If we don't get it done in January.
then wait until after May?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll see what we can do.
Joint annual? You have a question, Davenport?
So November and December is out for the retreat.
Yeah.
November is definitely out.
December.
December, we probably got about 2 weeks because of the Christmas break, so, yeah.
Plus you guys have Cube in December also.
Yeah.
You've got Cube, and then we're trying to do for dinner, and then you've got the holiday break. Right, because Cube had to be rescheduled, so now we've lost that whole weekend.
Joint annual conference.
I'll jump in.
Sure.
So it's coming up. Portia and I are working on getting your packets together, which because your board meeting is after the conference, we will have to, they'll be ready the week of November 14th. And part of that is that we're still, because we just registered you all, we're still getting information right now. And one of the other things that we had to do, because of the late registration, we lost the Fairmont. So we had to move to the Embassy Suites, which is by the Sheraton. So you gotta walk over the bridge, over the river. So it's across the street. So, and again, I go back to, that's part of the reason that we've always tried to do it in June, so that we are right there. So, but I'm just happy that we actually got into a conference hotel at this point. So, so that's one of the other part too is, we have only one board member who signed up for a pre-conference. So that board member will arrive on Thursday. Everyone else is arriving on Friday. And I do know the opening session normally is at 4 o'clock on Friday, but member Vice President Brown, the delegate assembly overview starts at 2 o'clock at the Hyatt. And the opening sessions at the Hyatt. So whenever you get situated, then Secretary Garrett was asking about parking. So they don't have valet parking. They have only self-parking and it's $50. So, Ms. Portia said, I do Spot Hero. But, so, yes, yes.
But remember, what's his name, wants to know how do you get used to it?
Oh, so all he has to do is go on Board Docs and just click.
No, it's live, right?
Yeah, it's a live stream right now. He just, all he has to do is go to Board Docs and it'll say watch. Here,
He said, you don't tell me.
well, the link is on, if you go to Board Docs, it's right there on that page. So see, when I clicked on it, Madam Secretary, if you look, if you click, it says video, you just click right there and it takes you right to the streaming video. No problem. So, so again, what we're trying to do right now is just get all of the activities so that when we drop, so that when we have your packets available, they have all the different activities laid out so that, you know, right now we're still waiting on a Sunday, a brunch Sunday, but all of the schedule activities for the conference are done. But you know how there's just things that go on in the evening. So we're just now getting that information because we just registered you all. So we're trying to do what we do, which you will get the whole packet. That'll have your information to check in. It'll have the times the sessions are going on. And it'll have all the different activities and the addresses and everything you need to know. Okay, and then just a reminder, receipts. You have to have receipts and just please be mindful that your receipts should reflect, if you're purchasing a lunch or dinner, that should just reflect one person, and that receipts that are connected to transportation, just be mindful that they match our activity. Okay?
Okay.
Dr. Lee, excuse me.
Go ahead.
You mentioned parking, but I didn't hear if you completed on what's happening where we'll be able to park.
So the parking, they do not have valet parking at Embassy Suites. It's a self-parking garage, I guess, attached to the hotel, and it's $50, which of course it's reimbursable, but because it's self-parking and it's not valet, so normally when we do the hotel, we can do, we do the credit card authorization for everything attached to the hotel, but the self-parking is not, which would mean that you'd end up having to pay the parking and get reimbursed because we don't have a mechanism to have it attached to the hotel. So that's why, yeah, and that's why I was saying Portia was saying that she was looking at Spot Hero, which does much better pricing for parking. So, and as always, is that good?
Yeah, so that information for the place you have to be in the packet too, then, right?
Well, Spot Hero
It's an app.
is an app, and you put in the address where you're going, and then you pick the one that you want. Because when you put it in, it'll pull up like 20 places, and you pick the one that you would like to use. So I will have her put in the information on how to get Spot Hero on your phone, because you actually have to have the app, because when you pull into the parking garage, you have to scan the QR code that you got when you paid for parking. Okay, and if you need help with the app, we'll be happy to help you with that. Okay. Okay, so we'll help. Portia will help you out with the app. There's something else. Oh, the other thing too, just to be mindful, Friday night is already booked solid for you all. okay? Friday night is completely booked.
So y'all busy Friday.
So you have no availability Friday, okay? But you do have availability on Saturday evening, but you have nothing available Friday night. Like, it's like back to back to back to back, okay? So from the moment the conference opens. So, and don't forget, to board members, make sure if you, need cards to let Portia know that, so we have cards for you if you are in the vendors on Saturday or Friday afternoon and you want to give a card out. And you can always give my card out too. So, I'll have Portia give everybody, 5 or 6 of my cards.
Yeah, give us your cards. Let's give your cards this year. So new.
Yeah, you do.
You just call the superintendent. Here you go. That works, but
Yeah, so that it just helps as you're going through. But you might have a vendor who's doing a raffle.
I'm gonna say,
And
the
you
raffle
don't
one,
have your
but
card,
you're
right? So we'll make sure you have some of my cards too, okay?
And the fact that
The packets that will be available the week of the 14th.
yes, available pickup.
resolutions for 2022. Our delegate this year is still Vice President Brown. Did you receive a book in the mail? Okay, but you didn't get a.
You didn't get a hard copy?
Okay, we need to find
Oh, so we're
out.
done. You didn't get one either, right?
No. she said she didn't get it.
Okay.
But the good news is we did copy and put it in your board packet, so you would have it available so everyone could review it.
And so, what date are you asking that the rest of the board send you their? Okay, so our board delegate says tomorrow she needs your answers for the resolution. Give us a date. Okay, so by November 14th, you guys need to be submitting whether you agree or disagree. Via text, via email.
Like that? That's how you want it?
Was it a fake, it's on the,
It's a paper in
in
there.
the
You
book is
can't-
one where you check
So
them.
I would say, what I think your delegate really needs to know is, do you disagree with any of the recommendations of the resolution committee?
I think at the end it's a paper, a form, you just click.
Well, it's,
Right, but she got a- I can't put it.
right, because it's a PDF on Word docs. So I think the thing that would be the most helpful, you've got 3 new resolutions and you've got 5 amended existing positions. So really, it's just those 8 that need to be voted on. And so the resolution committee already let you know, we recommend to adopt or we recommend do not adopt. So if you don't agree with the resolution committee recommendation, if you let your delegate know, and if there's enough members that don't agree, and if for some reason you have like a lot of people who don't agree with the resolutions committee, you can always have a special call meeting just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Because you're sending your delegate in the room to vote. And as I said before, there's a pre-delegate assembly webinar next Thursday at 6:30. And then the delegate assembly overview is Friday, the 18th at 2 o'clock. So, and you'll get, our delegate will have a pen, just so that they know she's a delegate, and then her colored sheet of cardstock with the word delegate on it. And the assembly is the 19th at 10:30. The Regency, A&D, the diet. Yeah, so it's Friday at 2 o'clock is when they do the overview. And it's in Grand Hall K on the ballroom level at the Hyatt East.
That when you first come through the doors, right?
A guy?
No, I'm trying to think, where is this? Because if you go down, we'll figure this out, because I'm not sure where. Oh, I know where this is. No.
So you
This is, This is where the grand ballroom is. You go down the escalator. It's the grand hall where the vendors are. Down there, that's the grand hall.
Oh,
Okay, that threw me off for a second.
As always, we like to acknowledge birthdays. We don't have any on the board, but if there's anybody in the audience that is celebrating a birthday in the month of October, happy birthday to you. This is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you guys look amazing in your pink. We do have quite a few survivors and thrivers in our district, so we just want to say hats off to you guys.
I have my pink shirt on.
Good job. Old business.
It's just, well, we have 109 on last month for our first read, so this is the just approval, because it was on in September.
Can I get a motion? I make a motion to remove from page 4, press policy 109 as presented. I have a motion and a second. That was Garrett with the second.
Thank you.
Any questions? Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Brown?
Yes.
Del Jones?
Yes.
Jackson Blaine?
Yes.
Garrett, yes. Davenport?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes. Motion carries. Special education bus transportation. You want to speak to this before we go back to it? Or are you talking?
No, I will have, Ms. Williams can speak to this.
Last month, the board approved us going out to bid for a special education transportation. It's mostly for outplaced, it's for those students who are outplaced at different locations. And also it would be us to sometimes help with students who are within district who have special needs like wheelchairs. So there were only 2 bidders. I started in there. One is Cook, Illinois, which is really Kicker. It's the parent company of Kicker. And the other company, Liberty, oh, thank you, Liberty Nemo. As you can see, Liberty Nemo was listing 2 important pieces of documentation that's required in a bid, and that is the bid bond and an insurance certificate. Yes. You're gonna bid it, don't get insurance. The rate appears to be, I want to point out that the rate appears to be lower for just the base rate trip, but it's not. It actually is 100, if you multiply times the mile rate, it's about $170-something. So Cook, Illinois was the lowest bidder. I will say that they did point out that they may not always have availability.
Oh. And so what does that do?
We only had 1 bidder, we had nobody else, so we would probably have to have a substitute when they can't meet the requirements. And the bid went out to 4 different companies, but only one company did come back and said they would not bid because they didn't feel that they could meet the qualifications of the bid. The other company had no response at all, and these were the only 2.
And so this would be like a pay as you go? Because if they're not able to meet our needs for that.
It would be, yes. And generally it's always a pay as you go because students are not always assigned or attending a particular school. And so at sometimes the students start attending and then they may stop midway. Some students stay all month, according to Dr. Johnson. And one of the things they're looking for too is just to see which students right now and see if they can pair up with another district who have students going to the same area, to the same school.
With the give proper notification as far as if they can't do a pickup, I don't want to intervene our family.
Yes, I will make sure that they understand that.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but we have no other, and we're desperate to get some transportation.
I make a motion to approve Cook, Illinois for 2022-2023 special ed transportation as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Joe Jones?
Yeah.
Jackson Williams? We'll come back to you. Davenport?
Yes.
Garrett, yes. Jackson Williams?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
That's how you wrong. I'm so sorry.
Ms. Brown?
Yeah.
Motion carries.
Our hope is that, as we cycle through this post-pandemic, that we'll get back to the space where our bus transportation is not what it's looking like right now. It's a struggle, not just for us, but it's a struggle everywhere right now. It really is, yeah.
Okay. Certifying district administrators.
It's the, district application of the school maintenance grant. So, Ms. Williams, the school maintenance grant.
Yes, the school maintenance grant is through the state of Illinois. And it cycled out, I think, I've seen the school maintenance grant a few times. I think this is the third time that I remember that they put that out there. It's $50,000 that the state offers, but it's a matching grant. So the district has to match with at least $50,000. The project that was selected is actually one that's on our life safety survey that's done by architects each year. It's a requirement by the state. So that particular project is the parking lot in Strasburg. And Strasburg has been waiting. Yeah, and she's been waiting since the other two schools have got their parking lots done. So, yeah, I thought you would like hearing that. It's actually at a cost of about $119,000 is what the architects had projected. But that projection was done a couple of years ago. So it may end up being, probably will end up being more than $119,000. But that number we could present because it is part of the amendments on the life safety survey. So, and in this also, it's a requirement that the district set aside the required amount of money over the $50,000. So in actuality, the district would be setting aside $69,250. $69,250.
In our health life safety.
Yes, be funded through health life safety, and that is Fund 9.
We have one of that.
We do.
Yeah, change.
Yes.
I make a motion for the authorization for certified grant. School maintenance grant for fiscal year 2023 as presented. Motion and second. Any questions? Hearing none, Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Jackson Williams?
Yes.
Davenport? Brown?
Yes.
Joe Jones?
Yes.
Garrett, yes. Jones?
Yes, motion carries. Committees, Finance, Secretary here.
The finance committee met today. Got a fund balance of $14,834,546.77. We got pending payments, the control of $74,444. Only recommendation for the board, of course, is to approve and pay bills. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much. IASB, I think we've talked enough about. I have no other report. Speed, I have a meeting on Thursday. Policy.
I haven't heard anything on.
Okay, we have nothing for policy. South Village Community. South Village Community Partner.
The library, McConaughey Library is having a trick and trunk event on Saturday, October 29th from 11 to 3, and it's rain or shine in a garden. The village is having a trick and trunk event 2 to 4 p.m. and it's also on October 29th in the parking lot. And then they also have an Oktoberfest, which is the same day, the 29th of October at 3:30 p.m. And it's featuring DJ Gooch, Chicken Wing comedian, LaTroy, performances by Family First, petting zoo horses, costume contest, pumpkin and apple decorating, and a host of activities and light refreshments, and lastly, fireworks show. And that will be hosted by Dr. Davenport. And the next event is going to be it's held every first and third Friday of the month. Breakfast bingo. This is for 50 or older at the Village Hall from 11 to 1 p.m. And free food pop-ups for Crossroads Church will be held every Thursday. Times vary because it's a pop-up, but the majority of the time it's from 11 to 12 p.m. when it starts. And they also hold a diaper giveaway and baby food giveaway every last Saturday of the month. So this Saturday will be the day you go from 11 to noon. And there'll be diapers and pull-ups and baby food at Crossroads Church. And that's every last Saturday of the month. Respond Now, open up their pantry. I made this announcement last week, I'm gonna do it again. It's every Tuesday from 11 to 2 p.m. At the Community Center. And lastly, South Village Community Partnership will be hosting our Thanksgiving dinner. It's a sit-down dinner. It'll be for seniors and for residents that shut in. And that will be November 23rd from 4 to 6:30 p.m. And you will make reservations by November the 16th, and you will call 773-569-6786. That also will be located in the senior center, which is in Village Hall. And our cooks will be our very own Madonna Brown and Mara California. And that ends my report.
So much. Scope, Vice President Graham. Superintendent.
So Scope met today, and there are 4 big things that, and just for people to know, Scope is our organization that advocates for our district and other South Suburban districts. So one is the 5 Essential Survey student participation, because that's now a part of our report card, and districts are being deemed for not having students participate. And in particular, it's where we have students who've been outplaced, like out of district. So we have no control over whether or not they're participating. So that was one of the big things that we're advocating, is to change that or adjust that. The second advocacy piece was looking at some updates to the assessments in terms of looking at our IAR to make it adaptive and to get our testing information back faster. Right now, we don't get it till the middle of the summer. And so we're looking to see how we can get that back before school ends. The third one is the legislators have allowed these 5 mental health days, but they count against our chronic absenteeism. And so it's a struggle, because if we have to bring our chronic absenteeism down, because that's what contributes to our summative designation, but the legislature said, and you can have 5 days off. And so chronic absenteeism is when you get to 10% or more, whether it's excused or unexcused makes no difference. So, so we're right now, Scope is working to advocate for legislative change to mental health days not impacting chronic absenteeism. And then the fourth part of this too, that would impact our schools as we go forward, is there's this exclusive nature of the exemplary status. Exemplary status, that designation, they take all the schools, they line them up from the school that has the highest proficiency to the lowest proficiency, and only the top 10 schools, 10% get to be exemplary. So what we're lobbying, what we're advocating for right now is, because we don't lobby, we advocate. What we're advocating for right now is looking at that exemplary status as a cut score. So no matter whether you're the top 10, if there's 6,000 schools, it shouldn't be only the top 600. If there's a cut score that says this number and above is exemplary, it can be 1,200 schools. So, so we're advocating right now for some legislative changes, some updates, and all of those items are state driven. They're not driven necessarily by the federal government. So the pieces that are owned by the federal government, we understand, but SCOPE is really advocating on our behalf to make some changes to ensure that our summative designations truly reflect the work that we're doing. So, so our next meeting is on November 15th. So we'll be meeting again next month to review what we came up with from this month. So and that ends Vice President Bell's report.
OMA, Member Davenport.
I have no board meeting, but I just want to give you this reiterate Saturday if I could get some help. I'm going to have some games that I need participation in, and I have presents, and we actually going to start the music with DJ through Test 3 so that we can get people to lure into the building so we can start the entertainment 5:30 one time. But I really do have really nice gifts I love y'all to do. So if y'all would be willing to play a game, I would appreciate it. And I forgot the other thing I was going to say about it, but that's pretty much it. If you allow me to come and participate, I would really appreciate it.
Superintendent evaluation.
So, Ms. Rivera, I will, you came in to meet with me last week.
Okay.
And I will support him in whatever he needs in order to pull his committee together to move forward.
Okay. Superintendent report.
Yes, ma'am. So since our last meeting, we have one FOIA. That was one that you all are familiar with, Smart Procure. And of course, we got it on October 7th. It was completed on October 17th. And it's their typical commercial request of purchase order numbers, purchase dates, line item details, quantity, prices, vendor ID numbers. So that's the one we typically get this once a month from them. So the next one, so I put into the public content the governor's proclamation. I just want to say first to my principals. So when we met last June, Principals Appreciation Week was this week. I have no idea when the governor moved it to last week. So as I was like, what? So we are celebrating our principals this week. And of course, the governor always has a proclamation, and I'll just read this school. Whereas school principals play an integral role in the education and growth of children in elementary, middle, and secondary schools across the state of Illinois. And whereas school principals are responsible for promoting education and building relationships with teachers and parents to ensure that each child receives equitable educational opportunities and services to reach their potential. And whereas a primary responsibility of the state of Illinois is to preserve and improve resources for schools so that all students have access to quality education and foundation for a successful future. And whereas the Illinois Principals Association, which represents over 6,000 educational leaders statewide, believes that learning is a lifelong process and that the education of our children is the highest priority. And whereas school leaders face many obstacles in supporting and educating our young people, and through their perseverance, devotion, and passionate leadership, that Illinois continues to produce quality, career-ready students, and whereas school principals have continued to face unprecedented challenges since the start of COVID-19 pandemic and have worked tirelessly to provide mental health, social emotional support, uninterrupted learning. I'm going to add to that family support, community support, whatever support was needed to the members of their schools since 2020, whereas we must continue to encourage, support, and recognize our school principals who have a positive impact on Illinois students and the educational system in the land of Lincoln. Therefore, I, J.B. Pritzker, Governor of the State of Illinois, do hereby proclaim, I'm going to adjust this, October 24th to 28th as Principals Week, and today is our Principals Day in District 168. And I just want to say, we dropped off a little gift to our principals today. There's some meaning behind that gift, in that it has been a lot of work and a lot of nights, and maybe you just need to go home and relax. Yes? So we dropped off, but Ms. Walton, our principal, our executive director for early learning, blossoms is just, and you have stepped above and beyond. I don't know if you all realize our first humongous in-person activity last year was our multicultural festivity. And that was, Ms. Walton would work diligently to pull that off. So Ms. Walton and Blossom, Dr. Napote, who I cannot believe she's going to retire on us, but Dr. Napote, for those of you who've been with us with the district, you know she has brought a breath of energy into that building at Wagner that is just unmatched. When you walk in the building, you feel it. The fact that they have been the National Kindness winners, the fact that they came back again, just the significance of the work that's been done there is tremendous. And to Dr. Camilleri, our Strasburg principal, that's right, it's in Parkville. So I know for sure that they had 2 years of being commendable, but I think on Thursday we might have some additional news. But to move that school from where we were in terms of just students, discipline issues, just the magnitude of what's happened, and the fact that the building, when you walk in the door, you know that there's learning going on. And so we want to welcome Dr. Kimbrough to our team. She has stepped in with just raring to go, and she's had to make a lot of just changes and adjustments and movements. So we're excited because we know the work ahead for Dr. Kimbrough, that she's got a great principal team around her. She's got a great team to support and great staff to just move us forward. So I am thrilled with, I think we've done a District 168 board. Thank you for allowing us to assemble this team, because this group of principals, they're unmatched, unparalleled, and top-notch. And anybody in any district in the state would, well, if they try to poach them, they have to go through me. But they're a phenomenal team. So I just went in. The other part I have to add too is, I don't know if you all know this, but Ms. Walton is working on her doctorate as well. So soon we will have doctor all over the place. But I just want to say thank you all. You make what happens in those buildings. You make it real, you make it transparent, and you make it where it's open, people feel good about it, they feel like they're valued. And that's enormous. And it's not just for our children, it's their families, the community, and to know that the work that you're doing today will impact generations to come. So it's not just those young people you're building today. When you see them come back, like today when I saw little Danielle, she came up with flowers to Ms. Dumas. That's the kind of teaching that happens from being in a building with that kind of climate. So I just want to congratulate you all. Thank you all so much. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Okay. Don't get us in trouble. And then just the last thing that was on my report was just Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and just thank you to the board for always supporting our staff members, our families, and just as we are recognizing Breast Cancer Awareness Month with whatever activities we have in our buildings, support that we have for our staff, we have been very conscientious about when we have staff members or parents or family members who are going through this breast cancer, and whatever we can do as a village to support. So thank you.
Are we there yet? Public comment, please stand and state your name for the record. If you have a response, one will be provided. If not, we will take your information and.
Oh, I'm sorry, my report card presentation.
Well, I thought she made the comment that we were in Virgo, so
Well,
I thought she was, gonna roll with it. But come on, put it out there, we put it out there.
So
Whatever you can.
our report card
Is out.
is in Varga until 9 a.m. on Thursday, October 27th.
Oh, wow.
I know, and today is Monday, so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to speak this. I am not going to announce this because we are in a public board meeting. However, I will just pull up a screen so the board can have an idea of what our report card will look like when it goes live on Thursday. So, at our next meeting, at our very next meeting, we will be able to officially discuss this in open session.
We doing special meeting on 28th.
So, that is my report.
Okay. And now, public comment, please stand and state your name for the record. If we have a response, one will be provided. If not, we will take your information and get back to you. At this time, our audience. Nobody? All right, hearing none, we move forward. I make a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of lawfully closed minutes.
Second, sure.
Motion and a second. Any questions?
Nope.
Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Garrett, yes. Davenport. Yes. Brown.
Yes.
JoJo.
Yes.
Jackson Williams.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes. All right, let's go. 8:17, closed session. action to be taken at 8:24 p.m.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Brown,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Johnson Williams.
Yes.
Garrett, yes. Davenport,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes. I make a motion to approve the closed session minutes of September 26, 2022 as presented.
second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions? Madam Secretary, call the roll.
Brown,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Johnson Williams.
Yes.
Garrett, yes. Davenport, Jones,
Yes, motion carries. I make a motion to adjourn at 8:25 p.m. Yes. So, motion and a second. Any questions? Madam Secretary, call the roll.
825.
8:25.
Y'all so sleepy. Jones,
Yes.
Johnson Williams. Yeah. Garrett, yes. Davenport. Brown,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes. We stand adjourned. Good night, y'all.
Good night.